Hello again, YouTube family. Thanks for those of you who tune in to this video. It has been a while since I did my last video, and again, that's because I'm working mostly 6 days a week. But if you're here, please feel free to hit the like button, the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. And this video is, as you can see, the graphic to my left, is about the Dominion Voting Systems Fox News lawsuit, which was set to see its first day at trial for the civil trial on the 17th of April this week. And on day one, what you had was a settlement. Fox News decided to punt immediately on first down, basically, to use a sports metaphor. And Fox News and Dominion agreed to a $787.5 million settlement that effectively ended the civil litigation. This all started over Fox News in the weeks and months following the 2020 presidential election. You had Donald Trump, who was pushing the much debunked massive fraud, stolen election, 2020 election thing. With Fox News, you have a very right-wing propagandist outlet who were pushing the same narratives. And one of the conspiracy theory narratives that the right wing had come up with was that this company, Dominion Voting Systems, was corrupt, and that it changed votes from Trump to Biden. And they had all kinds of statements on air claiming that there were hundreds of thousands of votes here, hundreds of thousands of votes there, that were changed from Trump to Biden, that changed the outcome of the election. All of this heavily debunked nonsense. They had claims that Nancy Pelosi had something to do with Dominion Voting Systems. Of course, they had George Soros, one of the ultimate right-wing boogeymen, supposedly had something to do with Dominion Voting Systems. They were throwing Hugo Chavez in there, a former dictator down in Central America that's not even living anymore, and all kinds of massive, ridiculous. I mean, it's the Republicans, so I mean, they don't come up with good conspiracy theories. They come up with really bad, lame, unbelievable conspiracy theories that for some reason their voters believe. That's the unfortunate thing, is that Republicans believe the nonsense they come up with, and Dominion Voting Systems sued them in court. The lawsuit was for $1.6 billion, and Fox News originally tried to have it thrown out of court. That wasn't going to happen. The judge saw evidence. I mean, the big thing that came from this whole court process was all of the emails and texts from within Fox News, all the way from the people working at the network to the executives like Rupert Murdoch, the billionaire owner of Fox News. And what those texts and emails showed, not that any Fox News viewer is ever going to see that, but what those texts and emails showed was that not only did the on-air personalities and the producers and various people working at Fox News, but Fox Corp executives, Rupert Murdoch, Lachlan Murdoch, the people running the network also, they all knew there was no stolen election. They all knew that the massive voter fraud claims by Trump were BS. And you had personalities on Fox like Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson right now, if you watch Fox right now, he is going above and beyond to try and kiss Trump's ass because things that he said about Trump extremely negatively, saying Trump was a monster, that he destroys everything, that he's a destroyer. All that stuff came out in the discovery process for this civil litigation. What we saw was the truth behind Fox News' lies, not because Fox News wanted to tell the truth, but because they had to surrender documentation for this civil litigation. And what that documentation showed was that Fox News did exactly what Dominion Voting Systems was claiming. They did knowingly lie and push lies and allow people on air, people like Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, they knew were going to lie and were going to spin this conspiracy theory about Dominion, Smartmatic, and all this other election fraud BS. Fox News knew it, the executives knew it, the on-air personalities knew it. You had people at Fox fighting with one another. You had Tucker Carlson at one point wanting some producer to get fired because she was trying to put out truth, and Tucker Carlson was afraid that Fox News's stock value would go down if they told their viewers the truth. That's so sad. Fox News, you have Tucker Carlson, the most popular personality on that network, exclaiming to other people within the network that they cannot let this woman put truth on the air at Fox News, because then viewers would shut them off and that their stock value would go down. I'm assuming in the tens of millions of dollars that Tucker Carlson's getting paid, some of it's in stock. He seemed really worried about Fox News' stock value. So I have to assume that he either takes some of the money he gets paid and invests in Fox stock, or part of his payment, multi-million-dollar per year payment, is in stock options. And Tucker Carlson was extremely worried that if they told the truth to their viewers would shut them off, would stop watching, and they would lose value on the stock market. That's the sad thing. We have a couple of statements from both Dominion and Fox News regarding this settlement. This coming from Justin Nelson, a lawyer for Dominion. Today's settlement represents vindication and accountability. Lies have consequences. The truth does not know red or blue. Today's settlement represents, and I guess I clipped that incorrectly, justice. But for Dominion, they got the settlement, and they're going to get a massive payout. On the Fox News side, you have a statement from Fox News that says this settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards, which we know, based on the discovery in this case, there are no journalistic standards at Fox. There are none. There cannot be any. When you're worried that telling the truth to your audience will make your audience tune you out, there is no journalistic standards. You are simply trying to spoon feed some soft-brained, right-wing ideological buffoons what they want to hear, because you're telling yourselves, when you're discussing among yourselves, that if you don't tell them what they want to hear, they will stop watching. We are hopeful that our decision to resolve this dispute with Dominion amicably instead of the acrimony of a divisive trial allows the country to move forward from these issues. What Fox News wants is to start going back to business as usual and have people forget about this whole thing. That's really what they want. They're like, just forget about it, stop talking about it. We don't want the chance of any of our viewers hearing it and thinking maybe it's true. That's what Fox wants. They want everyone to just move on from this completely. And here is Tucker Carlson's, or not Tucker Carlson, Jake Tapper from CNN trying to go over the statement from Fox News, and he's having a difficult time keeping it together because of the BS coming from Fox News. But have a listen to Tapper as he goes through it.
Put a positive face on what can only be interpreted as one of the ugliest and most embarrassing moments in the history of journalism. Fox issued a statement saying, quote, "We are pleased to have reached a settlement of our dispute with Dominion voting systems. We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. The settlement reflects," I'm sorry, this is going to be difficult to say with a straight face. "This settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards. We are hopeful that our decision to resolve the dispute with Dominion amicably instead of the acrimony of a divisive trial allows the country to move forward from these issues."
And so that was Jake Tapper as he attempted to keep it together, reading the statement from Fox News. And admittedly, it's hard to do because they were full of crap, claiming that they have standards. So you had the lawsuit, $1.6 billion. It was settled $787.5 million, a massive sum of money, one of the largest civil payouts for defamation in this country's history. The largest, I'm assuming, being the recently decided Alex Jones civil lawsuit. And he's still got another court case coming. Also, Fox News still has more court cases coming. They still have a massive lawsuit filed against them by Smartmatic, the other voting company that was defamed on Fox News, thrown into this conspiracy theory of election fraud that Fox personalities and lawyers for Trump and Trump himself tried to claim was the reason for him losing the election. So you have the layers to this, which is what's the fallout for Fox News? Why did Fox News settle? Why did Dominion choose to settle? And leading up to this settlement, you had, I think, 2 or 3 days before the 17th, before the first day in court was supposed to happen, you had rumors that Fox News was trying to reach a settlement agreement with Dominion. Originally, Dominion wanted the $1.6 billion payout, plus they wanted on air, on Fox News, apologies for having lied about Dominion voting systems. What Dominion had originally asked for outside of the money was a public accountability on Fox's part to their audience. Because that's the thing. In the description of this video, I've got links to plenty of publications that are talking about this whole case. There's links in one of the websites to the 600 plus pages of court documents filed in this case. So if you want to look through that and read through it yourself, it's available on one of the links. As far as the settlement, Fox wanted a settlement. They did not want a multi-week trial where not only what's already come out gets discussed, but where some of the stuff that hasn't come out from the discovery process would come out. You would also have Fox News personalities like Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham having to go and take the witness stand. You would have people like Rupert Murdoch and Lachlan Murdoch having to go take the witness stand in that civil trial. And you would have them having to admit that they allowed false statements about Dominion to be broadcast on their shows, on their network. So Fox News definitely did not want a court process to play out where they would most likely lose. Now, as far as the money payout, you had Dominion wanting a $1.6 billion award financially. I don't know that if it had played out in court, they would have got anywhere close to that much money. I did some digging, and the highest net worth I could find for Dominion voting systems was a average valuation of $226 million. That was something that Fox cited in their court filings, that they had found 4 different pre-election valuations of the Dominion company's worth, and an average of the 4 was $226 million. And so if Dominion, the corporation, is only worth $226 million, I don't know that they would be able to convince a judge or a jury that they should be awarded 8 times what they're worth. So as far as if it played out in court, due to what's been released, it was obvious that not only on-air personalities at Fox News, they were spreading lies, knowingly spreading lies. Producers at Fox, executives at Fox, executives at News Corp, the Rupert Murdoch company, they all knew that on-air personalities were spreading lies about Dominion. And so I don't see any way this court case ends up without Dominion winning. As far as how much they would have won, that's another story. If Dominion could not prove a net worth above $226 million, or the ability to earn much more money, which is one of the unknowns. It didn't play out in court. So if right now you say there are a lot of red states that would not contract with Dominion for voting processes and systems because of the Republican base distrusting Dominion, then that nixes a lot of states out of the country they could not do business with just because they had been vilified as the reason why Donald Trump lost. And I don't know that they could come up with over $1 billion worth of loss out of that. My assumption is if they were awarded a financial payout in court, it would have probably been less than what they requested, the $1.6 billion. It probably would have been less than what they got, the $787.5 million. Their valuation of $226 million as the entire worth of their company holds up, would have held up in court. So Fox wanted to settle. They didn't want it to go out and have this massive public black eye where they have multiple on-air personalities and executives having to go and into court and admit to lying. What a lot of people who can't stand Fox and their lies wanted to see was exactly that. Fox News personalities having to go into court under oath and finally tell the truth about their lies. That's why Fox wanted to settle. And according to reports, Fox, at the end of the first quarter of this year, had around $4 billion cash on hand, so they had the money to pay out. That's one of the sad things about this story, is despite all of the stuff that has come out, all of the leaked texts and emails that showed that Fox News not only knew they were lying, but also showed that they had incredible disdain and contempt for their own audience, believing their own audience was idiots who were tuning in to get spoon-fed what they wanted to hear. I mean, that all came out. Again, not that any Fox News viewers are going to ever see that, because Fox News isn't going to report it on their own channel. They're not going to report it online, on the radio, on television. It's not going to be reported by Fox. So people who only get their news from Fox News will never hear it. Now, why did Dominion want to settle? And I would say that comes down to the fact that Dominion, one, is a business. Dominion Voting Systems is a privately owned corporation. and it's privately owned by a private equity firm. That firm's name is Staple Street Capital. They purchased Dominion Voting Systems in 2018, and private equity firms are simply capitalists. All they care about is making money. So it's a private equity firm, a small one. Staple Street Capital has less than 50 employees and around $900 million in managed assets. Which, $900 million to you or me sounds like a lot of money, but in the private equity business, that's a small private equity firm. And the two owners of Staple Street Capital are both Harvard Business School graduates, and reporting that I was able to suss out did not show them having any donations to either Democrats or Republicans. They are simply businessmen who started a private equity firm. They both had worked at larger private equity firms before. They started Staple Street Capital. One of the things they did was purchase Dominion Voting Systems, and neither one of them donate to either party. I mean, this is simply a business. Dominion is a business, does not care about Democrats, does not care about Republicans, does not care who wins elections. All they do is want contracts that will bring in money for the company, and then the two owners of the private equity firm want money coming in from Dominion that will help them make money on their investment. That's why Dominion settled. In my view, they are run by a private equity firm. They had a chance to get nearly $800 million. I mean, they're owned by a private equity firm that has around $900 million in managed assets. And they have a chance to get almost $800 million in one fell swoop. They're going to make around 20 times what they invested into Dominion to buy the company from this lawsuit. So what I would expect to see is massive bonuses going to the owners and executives that work at this private equity firm. That's what they're going to get out of it. They settled for money. In the end, you had a lot of people hoping that this lawsuit would be the end of Fox News and all their lies. It's not going to. Fox News is thriving. Their viewership has not been dinged at all from this lawsuit. They were able to buy their way out of it because that's what capitalism is. That's the country we live in. If you have enough money, you can buy your way out of trouble. And that's what Fox News did. They were in a bad position. They had the ability to buy their way out. And the people who were suing them is a company. They want to make money, and they're a company owned by a private equity firm. You are not going to get capitalists worrying about the good of America. That's not going to happen. Guys that run a private equity firm are not going to care about the good of the country, the value of truth, or any of that. They're going to care about, this is a chance for us to almost double. We have around 900 million in managed assets. We can make almost all that in one transaction by accepting this payout. So the capitalist will take the money every single time. Fox News gets out of this without having to make any on-air apology in front of their audience. They don't have to admit to any kind of guilt. As you saw in their own belligerent statement, they're claiming that they care about journalistic integrity standards. They don't. Obviously, they have none. And for Fox News, they don't have to worry about advertisers leaving their network. Fox News is one of the few, I believe the only cable news channel that doesn't have to heavily rely on advertisers, because Fox News charges astronomical carriage fees. And there's also a link in the description of this video you can go to that explains all that. There's a website dedicated to unfox my box, or whatever it's called. It's a group that's wanting Fox News to stop causing cable and dish fees to be higher, because that's one of the facts about Fox News, is that the reason why you have to pay so much money for cable television or Dish Network or DirecTV is because Fox News charges massive carriage fees. So if you're paying $90 per month for cable, out of that $90 you're paying per month, 8 of it may be going to Fox News. I don't know. I didn't bother to look up what the exact monetary breakdown was, but that's one of the fights that has gone on before. Is that you have, I think it was Dish Network was trying to remove Fox News from it because they were like, we don't want to pay these outrageous carriage fees. But even if you don't watch Fox News at all, but you have Dish Network or DirecTV or cable television, you're paying Fox News. You're paying them money because they get money from everyone who has a subscription. If Fox News didn't get these exorbitant carriage fees, then they would have to rely more heavily on advertisers. Then they would have to start operating differently, as far as they would have to operate in a way that advertisers didn't want to avoid them. As it is, they have advertisers that advertise on their network, plus the massive carriage fees. That's why you'll have Fox News coming out of the first quarter of this year with over $4 billion cash on hand. And that's why you have this unfortunate system we're in, where if you have enough money, you can buy your way out of anything. So the fallout. Is anybody going to get axed at Fox News? Probably not. Nobody that you've ever heard of. I mean, maybe some executive here or there will get axed. I doubt it. I mean, this played out probably the way they expected it to. They bought their way out of the situation. Fox News' audience is none the wiser. They've continued to watch Fox News all this time while this was going on. The settlement isn't going to change anything. And I mean, you can try it yourself. If you know somebody, a friend, family member, whoever, that watches Fox News religiously, who is some deluded right-winger that gets, unfortunately, a lot of BS pushed into their head by watching things like Fox News, Newsmax, OAN, and whatever, right-wing online pundits, you can try explaining this, that Fox News lied about the Dominion stuff, they lied about the election fraud, and all these texts and emails were released in court, and you can point to this or that article that explains all of it, and the Fox News viewers will just tell you that it's fake news. I mean, they've created their own vicious cycle of ignorance for these right-wing people to live in. I mean, they live now in nothing but a bubble. And if you try to tell them something they don't want to believe or hear, they will just claim that it's fake news. That, no, where you got your information from is wrong. I get my information from Fox and they didn't say anything about it. And so you have the bubbles that people live in, and it happens on both sides. You got people on the left who live in a bubble as well that don't listen to anything outside of one or two or three news sources. And if you get your news from that narrow of a scope, all you're going to believe is what they tell you. That's basically it. Fox News is unique in that there is a large number of Fox News viewers who have admitted in poll after poll that they get 100% of their news from Fox News. That not only do they get their news from Fox News, that there are only very specific shows they watch. They watch Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity and Maria Bartiromo. You know, there's certain personalities they watch, and that's it. That's all they watch from Fox. And Fox has purged itself of most of the serious journalists from their network. They pushed hard for the heavily opinionated BS side. And unless we come up with better standards for what's allowed to call themselves news, we're not going to fix it. Because Fox News does not do news. They do propaganda. It's very obvious. It came out explicitly in this lawsuit. I don't know how the other lawsuits are going to go. They still have the lawsuit with Smartmatic. Smartmatic suing them for billions of dollars. And then they have a lawsuit from a former Fox employee who has decided to sue the network because in her claim she was told by Fox to lie in this Dominion lawsuit. So that's going on. So they still got the former Fox employee. I think she was a producer at Fox that says she was told to lie. In this case, she wouldn't do it. She turned around and sued Fox News. Then you still have the Smartmatic lawsuit. The Smartmatic lawsuit's in New York. I assume the Fox employee, since Fox headquarters are in New York, I assume that'll be in New York as well. Those two lawsuits still have to play out. Most likely, in both cases, Fox News is going to settle for some exorbitant amount of money. Fox News has a long history of buying its way out of all of its misconduct. You have, in the past, massive payouts for racial discrimination, for sexual harassment, misconduct, and all that stuff. So Fox News is used to paying massive amounts of money out, and they make massive amounts of money because everyone who has a, as I said, cable or dish subscription is paying Fox News money. Dollars, not cents. It's not like they're making 32 cents from everybody with a subscription to cable or dish. They're making dollars. Out of whatever you're paying per month, they're making X amount of dollars. They're making $8 or $12 per household that subscribe to these cable and dish services. There, like I said, is a link in the description of this video of the website where they are trying to get Fox News off of everybody's cable boxes, off everybody's cable bills, and make them have to live on their own without getting money from people who just want to have access to cable television through cable or dish, however they do it. And so the settlement was made. Fox News bought their way out of the trouble. As far as the fallout from this lawsuit, there's going to be no fallout. Fox News is going to be able to continue on with business as usual. They will continue spoon feeding their viewers what their viewers want to hear, because in Fox News's own words, that's what their viewers want. Their viewers don't want truth. They don't want honesty. They don't want journalism. They want to be told what they want to hear, and if they're not told what they want to hear, they will stop watching. That's Fox News' own words. They don't want to lose viewers to Newsmax, OAN, or anybody else, so they're going to continue telling the Fox audience what they want to hear. Everyone's hoped that Dominion was going to bring Fox down. That's not going to happen. Dominion is a business. It's owned by private equity. They want money, and what they got was money, a lot of it, almost $800 million. And so there will be lots of big bonus paychecks going to the equity firm, executives at that equity firm, probably executives at Dominion will get big bonus checks, and then they'll continue on. And that's how it played out. Still got 2 more lawsuits to do. Hopefully I'll get some of these other videos I've been working on completed and recorded and put online. Please continue to check in every now and then. I still post videos. And please give me a like, subscribe to the channel. But thanks again for watching. Have a good day.